Wars, Shield Wars. Fear of mistakes, regretting decisions. Shield Wars, Shield Wars. Anxious of loss, Arslings in action. Shield Wars. Hey you guys, what is up? Turumba here. Welcome to Shield Wars. So, this is more or less a new series. You guys decide if we're gonna go ahead with that. And you do that via subscriptions and likes, just so you know. Anyway, let's have a look at the army of Rymon with West Seaxe. He is going for a Tier 1 Elite Sword Infantry General, the 1 Tier 3 Levy Spear Infantry, 4 Retinue Spear Infantry, and the game overall, there will be a lot of, I don't know, learning process. So yeah, let's see that we can do that together, you know. Fuck all the guides on the internet. They won't really do something, you know. It has to be experienced. This is how you learn a game. And that being said, Thrones of Britannia has a lot of really fine nuances between levies and retinues and the 1, 2, 3 tier system. So I feel like yeah, let's try that together. If you have something to add or you missed something, just yeah, put it in the comments, guys. Anyway, Retinue Spear Tier 1. Then he goes for 2 Retinue Sword Infantry, the early Thenes, Tier 2, and Tier 3 Levy Axes. 2 of them, and Tier 2 Low Bow Infantry. Low Bow, I don't know why I say low bow. Levy Bow Infantry, here we go. I would like to check because I saw something in the accuracy 15, accuracy 19. Let's just keep that in mind. Anyway, they have an accuracy of 19. Furthermore, he goes for 2 scouts, level Tier 1, and 2 Retinue Thane horsemen. Yeah, so later about these guys as well. This one was hosted by Rymon. This is why we are not at ultra unit size. I tried to do it ultra as soon as possible, but well, here we go. So, have talked about that. We're gonna go and have a look at my army. Northumbria has a warlord champions. No, companions, actually. Elite Sword Infantry, Tier 1. Then we're gonna go for Levy Spears, 5 of them, Tier 3. They're still pretty cheap, and Tier 3, I thought we'd try it. Then we have Retinue Swords, Tier 3, reliable. Good as well. Shield Biters, my thought process here was simply, well, Tier 1 is fine. We don't need the Berserkers, because the Berserkers are slightly more expensive, and what we really want out of these units is the spreading fear, and they do that just fine. I have decided to go for 4 bows on Tier 1, also Levy, which, yeah, might not the best decision, but I'm unsure yet. It might be not a bad decision either. But yeah, well, we have to talk about that after the battle, I guess. And we're gonna go for a javelin as a meat shield, as an arrow catcher, as a maybe even slightly damage dealer. I am really convinced that a meat shield here is good. Maybe even I try a couple of fights with more than 1 javelins. But yeah, we will see. So 2 scouts as well, Levy, and Tier 3 Retinue Melee Cav. Well, all the Viking faction Cav suck a little bit, but yeah. So I thought, well, put a little bit money on it, and thus you have reliable Cav. We'll see how that turns out. In general, yeah. So this 2 things. This was my 3rd multiplayer game in Thrones of Britannia. Second, we will see it from basically the view from Rymon. that being said, he was kind enough to send the replay to me. Thanks for that, man. Anyway, let's gonna go and start the battle. So, this is what Rymon actually saw. And Rymon saw me on a hill. And I thought, fuck that, Rymon has all the hills. I found that in the aftermath pretty funny to discover. But, you know, I was looking at this and I thought, as soon as I'm leaving that hill until, let's say, this point here, I have to fight downhill. But, actually, this is pretty even land. And thus, he is standing more or less at the point where he has, where it goes to even, and I'm standing on the hill. So it's a little bit weird actually. But since I thought only this, I thought I have to go around, otherwise I will be always at a disadvantage. So, yeah. So I'm going for, this is my line, basically swordsman, spearman, swordsman, spearman, swordsman, spearman, while the spears are on the side and they have a certain purpose to do that. In the background are the shield biters, general and the shield biter. We have the horses on the side. Same goes for his side, and his main line is basically all them spears. And in the second line, we do have the Thanes here and the long axes here. Okay, so I move a little bit around, and I didn't do that in a very good way, as we can see soon. What I did though is a little extra mission here with one spear and goes with the horses. So it's just a major advantage if you have a horse fight and suddenly a spear helps your horses. This is can't be underestimated. So, but yeah, don't ask me why. I moved pretty close and I came into range of his archers. Yeah, that was pretty stupid. I could have gone just a little bit further around, and thus I kinda had to act now. So I bring the archers up as well. I saw that he is moving, thus I thought, well, do a couple of shots as long as they are moving. And yeah, thus I more or less abandon the plans to go further, but it's kinda okay. So we don't do much here. We have earth volley. The archers went through here, but most of the shots went into the Thanes, and thus, it's kind of wasted, so to say. But this already, you know, if these guys all start immediately shooting at our archers, the archers would have been, damaged massively. So these guys might be on the run already and lost a lot of guys, but you know, they're doing a good job. This already worth it, even though it doesn't seem to be the case. So I bring the archers up again. Can we see? No, it's just, no. So he's starting, and these guys start throwing, making these guys pay a little bit. We're going closer with the spears. Not much though. But here we go, yeah. Their archers, his archers actually shredding mine. It's pretty bad. And we don't do much damage at all, man. Look at that, 60-60. The one from the one volley, and look at that. And this is together with this guy. This is pretty ridiculous actually. And yeah, so accuracy 15, accuracy 19. Just so we're gonna get a feeling what is what here. That's pretty rough actually. So I started to do a charge here. I was hoping he wouldn't charge me, but he does. The thing is, he's charging in wedge into my Danelaw and the good horses, and here it kind of kicks off as well. So we're doing that, and then I stripped off, which might was a mistake, but so here we go. We get him. he gets me, I get him, he gets me, and I have decided the scouts, we don't send them into the long axis. Up here it kind of works fine, but I felt like this is gone already, and I did a pretty stupid charge actually. I charged these guys, no, I charged these guys, I feel, yeah. I was hoping this would be a little bit more successful, but it's scouts in the end, so yeah. Here you go. So his scouts, yeah, they're fucking off, because actually my scouts attacked their scouts, and both of them attacked my male horsemen. So yeah, it was quite nice. Basically my scout had free reign over his. So the initial fight we won, and I was pretty confident at this point. I gave it up here though, and I just, you know, keep him a little bit busy. But yeah, it's a little bit going completely not the way I wanted. These guys are basically just abandoned, and the long axe man, yeah, they're doing a kind of a good job. Meanwhile, the confidence is more or less gone here, because these guys coming back, and he has 2 horses which will attack pretty soon. So at this point it might be worth to point out that his archers have way less ammunition than mine archers. So this might be pretty important pretty soon. These guys coming back, the spears. And this is basically gone. This is also not clever. And suddenly we're starting the fight here, which is kind of cool actually. Look at that. But we've lost the horse fight completely. These guys will, yeah, they will be just fine, because our scout will be done in no time. So what happens here now is that we have the archers left. I do bring the shield biters around here, but since there are 3 horses on the loose, I thought he would attack the shield biters, and I was a little bit oh fuck, I thought this is not gonna work out at all. And then I thought, oh fuck it, just bring these guys in, and I was pretty much expecting him to charge in the rear of the shield biters. So I took my time, brought them around, because maybe they attack. They did not, so I brought them in. And since we need to have something here, because 3 horses in the back of your line is not what we want, thus we gotta go for the general has to deal with it. Anyway, they are long axes. These long axes fighting our spear. We are just eating up some archers here with the last of my horses, and this is kind of fine. See how we kind of have to, we can slow it down actually. He has just shot into the mob here with fire, which actually makes this guy fleeing. I thought I'd bring these guys around so that they can help there. And our archers, what's left there, one is actually shooting at the horses with normal shot though, and the other one is shooting at the mailed long axe man. Mailed long axe men are the best target you can get with your archers. Anyway, let's go ahead. So they are shooting at them as well, and they are just levy in the end. And they're getting pretty roughed up. And here we go. They are running. My horses, well, they are active, but taking a horseman is about to fuck off, and then these guys charging in. So here now, these guys got themselves their shit together again. The general is charging here. These guys charging here, you can see that, but and I kind of want to slow it down again. He was thinking, oh, maybe the archers, but then he changed his mind and went through here. These guys went through here. The charge is not really good, because he will charge through his own man. This doesn't do as much damage as he would want it. That these guys still stand there is still a wonder. Nonetheless, we have a little munition problem meanwhile as well. Just to notice, this every now and then starts to waver due to the pressure from the shield biters. I bring my general down now, and the horses from the other side. So these guys can shoot a couple more times, and then it's empty. Not well, nearly. But they shoot into the mailed long X-Men, which were already routing one time, and then they fuck off for reals. Let's go ahead. Doing that, these guys are empty now? Yes, they are. Bring the horses around. I'm a little bit unsure at this point if we should do something here or do something else. This might be the last one as well. Yes, it is. So I thought we'd just touch something, maybe together with the archers. Let's slow it down. But Rymon saw that the archers went through, brought the long axes. So we attack and he is attacking us in the rear. Whatever we do here, the archers won't hold long. Then I thought these guys are not allowed to come back. So I just went in there, just causing havoc. And this is worth a lot, you know, if you can start to roll up one flank. Anyway, this is going this way. My general is made its way down here, and he's about to attack Rymon's general. So the archers doing the same from the other side. Here we go. Rymon turns around, countercharges my general, which is not a bad idea, but his counter goes down because actually, you know, we had a longer charge, my general that is, and he is fighting in his rear as well. So these guys suddenly went from in melee losing decisively in combat even, and even from even. It goes to. I might have underestimated the slowness of this, and in unit winning slightly. So they stop wavering and they doing their job. So meanwhile, the archers on the other hand, they are just disappeared, man. We can start rolling up, but problem is, and this was the point where I really got I nearly shit my pants. The main long X-Man, well, exhausted, going down in the rear of my general, followed by his taken thin spears. I can bring these guys backwards, but point is, these guys are exhausted, these guys are exhausted, these guys stood on the same place all the time, thus they are fresh. But then suddenly his general breaks. And I don't know if we can catch the one strike. I think this is his general. Try to run away. One strike. Suck. Our general has fallen. Dang. So here it goes. Thus the mailed long X-Men immediately start to waver. We are pretty good here actually. A couple of guys coming back, but well, this was the last one who was coming back because now the general is dead and the units don't come back anymore. We can attack further in the rear and concentrate completely on the thing. And then it's just a matter of rolling it up.
The battle is no longer in our favor.
This is true. Here we go.
All hope is lost.
The enemy triumphs, but by little, and this is true as well. GG Rymon, seriously. I enjoyed that. So, let's have a little look here, actually. So, about the worth of the Javelin, man. I mean, I said it meanwhile the commentary already, but have a look here. Let's say these are the guys who are basically just, died during the shoot-off. And they killed 22. These guys only shot at the archers. So, those two killed 22 archers. The Javelin only threw at the archers as well, and he killed 19. So he killed with a couple of volleys more than the two, or nearly as much as 2 archers. And he soaked up a shit ton of arrows. So this guy was definitely worth it. Kind of want to point that out. Another thing, the 15 accuracy versus 19 accuracy. So I'm not sure what to make out of it yet, but it's very interesting to note that 19 versus 15 results in a devastating defeat of the 15 guys. This is really noteworthy. This is also interesting with the amount, with the what if, this is tier 3 levy spears, and they did overall a pretty good job, and I'm not sure if they are. We have to have a look at the prices as well when we consider stuff like that, but I feel like they did a pretty good job. The mailed swordsmen tier 3, they did their job quite good. Shield biters did their job quite good as well. This one was the one who were attacking from the north, well, what seemed to be north actually, but from the higher point, and just more or less started the route in the on my right flank. And so the Taken Horsemen, Thane Horsemen, I feel like they are really high value unit. They are not a P or anything, but for that price, they doing a really good job. They are reliable. I do like them a lot, even though they were on the wrong side. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about the intro? I really love it, man. This is one thing. As I said in the beginning, this is decided by you. You can decide via subscriptions and likes if this goes ahead or not. I kind of feel like I'm gonna do in every case the rematch with Rymon, and we're trying both other things. And it's quite nice, guys. I feel like, I'm kind of thinking about those guys. I mean, the one, we had left did a good job, by the way. But overall, tier 3, is pretty expensive. So I'm not entirely sure. Might have to be there just because we have just shitty horses otherwise. The scouts were pretty useless. But maybe I haven't fielded them very good as well. So as I said, this was my third game, and no shame about it. I really liked it. I kind of feel like the whole Thrones of Britannia multiplayer experience is a good one. I just want to point that out. There is no OP. You can use everything with a little bit thought behind it, and it will do more or less good. But even if this would be a tier 1, you could use it, and they will do a little bit of stopping whatever unit the enemy is fielding against it. Not for long though, but they will do it, and they are cheap, and thus you can really play around for quite a bit. And this makes this so interesting here as well. With the levy guys, with the retinue guys. I had levies tier 3. He had retinues on what was this, tier 1? I think so. Yeah. So this is really interesting. I'm kind of interested in that. Guys, if you have something to add, let me know. Rymon, if you want to share a little bit of thought process, let me know as well. Let us know better is. Don't feel forced though, seriously. But yeah, guys, I liked it. I hope you liked it as well. Do the clickery, and wherever you are, do have a nice one. Goodbye.